Soft glowing grass beneath me, earth warm, kind, alive, the stars pulse gently with my breath. I surrender, drifting deep inside.
I lay down in the soft, glowing grass, the earth beneath warm like the chest of something alive and kind. Above, the stars pulsed in time with my breath, slow, steady, safe, and as sleep took me, not like escape, but like a gentle surrender, I drifted once more into another dream. I lost count how many dreams I had entered. This dream was quieter, cooler. I awakened beneath a sky of deep indigo, where time folded like velvet, and everything moved in slow, sacred spirals. I stood on a bridge woven from moonlight and memory, stretching across a still, black lake. The surface reflected not my face, but my essence, all my layers floating just beneath the ripples. A soft wind moved through me, and in the distance, a song began. But it wasn't sung aloud. It came from a single candle glowing at the far end of the bridge, its flame flickering in rhythm with something ancient. I walked toward it. Each step revealed fragments in the air. A letter I never sent, a kiss I still remembered, a goodbye that was never said right, and a truth I tried to bury but had always bloomed in my chest. The candle waited, silent, patient, not asking for anything, only ready to be known. As I neared, the lake whispered, "This is the dream of reckoning, the soft unraveling, the final key before you create without fear." I knelt by the candle, and there was a box beside it, simple, unlocked. I sat beside the candle, its golden glow casting gentle shadows that danced but did not hide. The wind hushed, the lake stilled even further, as if holding its breath just for me. And the dream began to speak, but not in words, in feelings. A warmth in my chest, not joy exactly, but something deeper, belonging. A gentle ache behind my eyes, grief maybe, but not sorrow. The kind of grief that says, you survived, you still love. The breeze carried faint sounds, a lullaby my mother once hummed, a laugh that made me fall in love the first time, the crackling sound of a fire where I first told the truth and no one turned away. I realized this dream wasn't showing me something new. It was returning what I thought I lost. Then the voice arrived, not booming, not commanding, just there, inside me. You've been carrying so much, but not everything you carry is yours. Let this box hold what you no longer need. My hands tingled, not out of fear, but readiness. I glanced at the box again. It was not to receive a treasure. It was to release a weight, a final act of letting go before the next dream could take flight. I sat still. The candle flickered once, not from wind, but from truth rising. I breathed in and gently began to name the weights I've carried. One by one, they came. The fear of being too much, loud joy, wild love, endless questions, dimmed to be digestible, but I was never meant to shrink. The ache of being overlooked, the rooms where I gave my all and was still invisible, where my magic was too quiet for those who only hear thunder, the silence of swallowed words, all the I need helps, all the this hurt me's, all the I love you's never said aloud. They sat like stones in my ribs. The armor of always being fine, that polished mask that made others comfortable while I quietly unraveled behind it. The guilt of outgrowing those I left behind, paths I chose not to follow, and the quiet lie that says moving forward means betrayal. I felt each one rise in my chest, not as pain, but as acknowledgement. They were real, they were mine, but they no longer needed to be. The box waited, not to punish, not to bury, to transform. My hands hovered over the lid. It was warm as if it too had been waiting. Not to trap, but to hold. I lifted it open. No flash, no sound, just space, deep, velvet black and infinite, a kind of silence that felt sacred, a silence that said, "You are safe now." I reached inward, not with my fingers, but with my heart, felt a tear run down my cheeks, and one by one I offered what no longer served, the fear of being too much, melting into soft stardust as soon as it touched the dark, the ache of being overlooked, absorbed like a lullaby heard at last, the silence of swallowed words becoming a ribbon of music unwinding into the night, the armor of always being fine folding like a paper crane, then flying, the guilt of outgrowing growing wings, and whispering, "I was always meant to fly." When it was done, the box hummed, not in warning, in peace. The lid closed on its own, softly, and in my chest I felt light, not empty, light. For the first time, I realized that healing isn't the absence of pain, it's the presence of wholeness. I turned back toward the bridge. The candle beside me burned steadier now. The lake reflected my face, not judging. My face no longer fractured, just true. It felt good to find that me again. The dream gently asked, "Now that you are lighter, do you wish to return to the garden or follow the candlelight into the next dream?" But I already knew. I turned, and the candle's flame bowed low, not extinguished, but tucking itself into my chest, a quiet ember behind my ribs, ready to glow whenever I forget the way. I walked back toward the bridge. It didn't stretch so far this time. The lake reflected my steps as if it was proud of them. With every footfall, the night brightened, not with sunlight, but with me. And as I stepped through the veil of dream and into the garden once more, the flowers bloomed in my direction. The sky stretched wide in soft hues of rose and sapphire. Birds with crystal wings hummed melodies I recognized, though I'd never heard them before. And there, waiting beneath the story tree, were the versions of me from earlier dreams. The child me, the rebel me, the survivor me, the creator me. They rose when they saw me. They did not cheer. They nodded, with respect, with knowing, because now I was not a visitor. I was the gardener. The bottle bird flew overhead again, but it didn't lead me this time. It circled and landed on my shoulder, not as a guide, as a companion this time. The garden shimmered. I shimmered. This was my realm now, my sacred, secret world where I planted what mattered, grew what healed and rested without apology. A whisper rose from the soil. What will you sow now that you carry the flame? But I paused because something stirred, not in the garden, in me, a quiet knowing. I was still within the spiral dream, not at the end, at the root. I whispered, I am still in a dream within a dream. I kept falling asleep inside my dreams, waking up into new spiral dreams. The garden stilled. The sky above turned soft gray. The bottle bird, now glowing silver, hopped from my shoulder, its head tilting as if it heard something beneath the soil. Then it flew, not outward, but downward, swirling into the center of the garden. And I followed. The world folded around me like paper soaked in time. Down through memories that felt older than my breath, I descended, deeper than dream had dared take me. The air changed, cooler still. And there, a field. Wide, silent. The sky was a quiet silver. And ahead, a small house. Unfinished. No windows, just a door. This was it. The origin. The first dream. I stepped forward, and the door creaked open. I wasn't alone. Inside, the light was dim but soft, like morning remembered through the fog of sleep. Dust hung in the air, suspended like old stories that hadn't been told in years. The house was nearly empty. No furniture, no walls to speak of, just beams, floorboards, and the shape of something unfinished yet sacred. In the center of the room sat a small figure, knees drawn in, back turned, still, but I knew, before they turned, before they spoke. I knew. It was me, the child I once was, the first dreamer, the one I left behind. She looked up. Her eyes were wide, not with fear, but with recognition. I knelt. She reached into her pocket and pulled out something small, a feather, silver, glowing faintly. The first dream, before it had wings, before it became the bird, before I forgot who I truly was. You left me here, she said softly. But I didn't stop dreaming. I kept playing. I kept believing you'd remember, even when you forgot, when the world expected you to forget. Tears welled in my eyes, but she just smiled. It's okay. You were doing your best. She leaned forward, placed the silver feather in my hand, and pressed her palm to my heart. Take me with you this time. I nodded, and in that moment, she rose, not fading, but merging, becoming. Her laugh, my joy, her wonder, my fire, her belief in magic, mine again. I was whole. And the house? It brightened. Walls shimmered with drawings. A shelf appeared filled with maps, songs, chalk wishes. And I knew. It was my time to rise. The spiral of dreams began to unwrap itself. Softly, tenderly, like a quilt being folded by light. I rose through layers of memory, through the whisper of stardust, through the breath of candle flame still burning in my chest. The story tree shimmered far above. The bridge of memory curved in reverse beneath me. The lake of reckoning rippled once as a goodbye and a blessing. And then the garden, vast, glowing, rooted in my ribs, its petals folded gently closed, not from loss but from fulfillment. The silver bird turned bottle green again and flew once more, not circling but soaring ahead, growing in May, in beauty, in light. A silver door appeared in the sky, smooth and seamless, no knob, no latch, only breath. Mine. I exhaled. The door opened. Beyond it, morning. Not loud, but real. And as I passed through, every layer came with me. The child's hand in mine. The ember in my chest. The map drawn in crayon and wonder. I opened my eyes. The room was quiet, but I was full. I had returned, whole and wide awake. I am Elira Solwyn, the girl who follows the bottle green bird, who carries the candle, who plants her voice in the soil of stars, who walks every dream to return home. Whole, I am the flame bearer of the spiral dreams.